Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making Henry's Rockin' peanut butter cookies. George Washington Carver was an American agricultural extension educator from Alabama's Tuskegee Institute and a major proponent of the peanut as a replacement for the cotton crop, which had been heavily damaged by the boll weevil. So let's rock. Oh, and I have a new system for roast beef to lose some weight. I had an obstacle course installed, so now before I feed him, I make sure he runs down it. Come on, roast beef. Come get your food. He's lost 5 pounds. Okay, we're going to start by laying out 2 empty bowls. One bowl is going to be your dry ingredients, and then the other one is for wet. And it's dangerous to mix up the two, so just please be careful if you're doing this at home. I'll start with 1 cup of our peanut butter. Transfer that to the bowl. Now let's add 1 cup of white sugar. Now I'm supposed to use 1 cup of brown sugar, but I don't have any, so let's just use another cup of the white. You know, I think I have a problem where the bowl that I picked was a little too small, so I'm just going to transfer this to a larger bowl, like so. Most of what you're doing in the kitchen is just improvisation. Add 2 eggs. Okay, so I have a brand new egg beater here, which I still haven't quite mastered. You know what? I actually think you could just do them like this. You know, if you're ever going to buy something on Craigslist, I think some good advice is to make sure that you meet the person alone, and preferably at night in a secluded location. You just don't want a bunch of people around while you're trying to make an important business transaction. Okay, let's start working on our dry ingredients now. We've got 2½ cups of flour. Okay, so I think I'm having the same problem here with a small bowl, so I'm just going to switch it to a more medium-sized one. 1 teaspoon baking powder. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, I actually put that in the wrong bowl. I think I can just pour most of this out. You know, most of what you're doing in the kitchen is just damage control. 1 teaspoon baking soda. And finally 1 teaspoon of salt. Uh-oh. Son of a bitch. Okay, so this is the hardest part of the dish. I'm going to very carefully add our dry bowl to our wet bowl. But the trick is you have to be blending at the same time. So watch what I'm doing here. You see that? This takes a hell of a lot of nuance and a great deal of manual dexterity. Most of what you're doing in the kitchen is manual dexterity. Alright, so this is looking a little bit dry, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it. Alright, unfortunately now this is looking a little bit wet, so I'm just going to add a little bit of flour to it. This should be about right. Okay, now for the fun part, we're just going to take our dough and we're going to start making cookies out of it. Just grab about a tablespoon of it and lay it out there. You know, when I was a kid, I used to make cookies with my grandmother, and she used to tell me these stories about her younger days in prison that would blow your fucking mind. Okay, so we're going to put these in the oven at 375 degrees for about 10 minutes, and then we will enjoy.
One day she's got a boyfriend, the next day she's engaged, and then she says she's married. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my mind.
Alright, so the final step is we're going to grab our fork and we're going to start making fork imprints crisscross on each cookie. No one knows exactly where this tradition started or why, but there's a suspicion that it was a dark ritual that was performed in a satanic cult. Okay. Just like George Washington Carver would have liked. Well, thanks as always for joining me here on Henry's Kitchen. And special shout out to the patrons at Patreon/Henry's Kitchen for supporting these videos and making them possible. I hope everybody has a great month.
Word quizzes, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums,